Hello everyone, Jeff Rudd here from United People. Today's date is Sunday the 12th of January 2020. Happy New Year to everybody. Shortly this week coming, Leo Varadkar of Fine Gael is going to announce the date of the next general election. In advance of that, I'd like to make the following statement. This is detailed, so if you're listening, you might want to sit down. In talking to thousands of people over many years, while assisting them with personal matters, a constant view expressed from them is that elected A are not worth the money they are paid for, or B they are far too high paid, additionally perked and pensioned for life thereafter. I agree with the views expressed regularly to me. Elected, for example, just after 2 terms can expect a handsome pension for life on top of and additional substantial exit fired payments. No other average job in the country comes with such extraordinary payments. Hang on, some say. Being a TD, senator or local elected representative is not your average job. You know what? They are right. Being any of the previous mentioned should not be considered average jobs. I feel, in my heart and bones, they should be considered as vocations. I believe those willing to aid, help defend or progress their fellow citizens in life are doing a vocational role, one in which many people before them and today are elsewhere doing, in where they expect no mega pay, mega perks or mega possible multiple pensions. For those that don't or refuse see an elected position as a vocation, this outlook concerns me, and I feel it should concern you too. Anyone forcefully seeking an elected position just as a job and or an opportunity to jump on what we commonly call a gravy train, an opportunity to forcefully line one's pockets or bank account, should be someone we not elect at all or else treat very suspiciously. You want someone to care for you, your loved ones and the country that has their eye on their role that they are supposed to carry out, not forcefully on the bank statement. You know where to put your vote. If they begin as an elected representative thinking of money and growing power, will they forcefully always have your best interests at heart? I feel it's a valid question you must ask yourself first before asking it to others. I would not like anyone to represent myself or my family that just see being an elected person as a ladder climbing job or greed opportunity. Their thinking and motivation would be skewed from the get-go and further open to personal being swayed, as they might be later tried to be swayed by bribing others. Pay an elected person a decent wage, and they having a genuine decent claim and receipt for any additional bills they might work incur, then yes, pay them a small amount to assist them in their role. TDs, for example, get extraordinary additional perks. As they might have to drive to work, then walk a bit, they get paid money for having to do both. Parking costs? Covered regularly. They get fuel costs through distances covered too. Note, some wallop this up by saying they have to drive through additional land zones beyond the normal zones that everybody else daily takes. So their perk here alone is dramatically upped further. Don't believe me? Google Zapone doll driving work money. Makeup costs. Women and men claimed. Bertie Ahern drew serious amounts on this alone. Pension now stands at €2,600 plus a week after deductions. Shoe polish costs. Luxury meal costs. Entertainment costs, including food and drink. More of it. And on it goes. Everything from tea bags to clothing and gifts. All and more claimed as an expense. And furthermore, at the end of one term of Fine Gael and Labour, they quickly rammed through legislation in the last few days of that office to actually reduce the amount of information you could find out about their expenses and money that they were being paid. Some TDs claim that they're home as their office. It's quite possible this is the case, in full truth. So they get reduced or free phones, regular update for free, bills paid, reduced or free electricity, heating costs lowered or free, tax exemptions on family home, or in the case of many a champagne socialist, also on their second home, etc. Free laptops, computers, or now even tablets, of course coming from Apple, which Fine Gael is quietly buried into cozy relationship with. $2 bars that you pay for but are not allowed to see, not even in a photograph. A cafe, a beautiful restaurant, a gym, overnight accommodation paid for, no one-star location for them. Automatic unvouched expenses, wined, dined, treated like royalty. One department has its own wine stock cellar. On and on it goes, and you are paying for it all. It is getting out of hand. No wonder that, as of the 2016 Dáil elected finish up, at least 51% plus of them are confirmed millionaires, and you, the taxpayer, have helped to get them to that lovely financial heaven. Some elected, when noticing that more and more public have copped on to their greedy ways, have got deviously clever. You're not supposed to know this either. Some now claim that they give part of their money away. Sounds good in PR, doesn't it? What some are not telling you is that they do give some of their money away indeed to their party, which also sounds good, which in turn regular returns donated money to them through additional so-called claims or expenses brought up. No, you are not allowed to see their party claims if they actually exist on any party document files. It sounds good though in PR. We give a bit to the party, and on the PR goes. You now have a number of champagne socialists living the high life. If you ever meet me in person, ask me to explain how TDs carry out further accommodation cons and get a free mortgage out of it. They also rarely mention that because they get elected to the Dáil, or not even there, their party gets additional whopping payments for nothing other than existing in some cases. Think I am joking? Look at Renewer. Not one TD elected since the party was founded, but still able to claim whopping public money from the Dáil. It's all on public record. Most elected won't dare open mention to the national public. It's very obvious why. For the record, United People, the party I founded, has claimed no public money in any way, through the Dáil or any other organisation. At times we've actually refused to take money from the public. Bills have been met and paid out of our own pocket. 100% fact. Let me be very clear on another point. I have no problem in stating that I personally would only take a lower wage if blessed to be elected anywhere that rates alongside the majority of Ireland's citizens' wages. Anything above and beyond would be returned to the state or charity. No ifs, no buts, no wavering. Anybody will be able to check my payslip at any stage and check where the money is going. No ifs, no buts, no wavering. Some previously elected didn't like the idea of being embarrassed over their wages, as others do donate money from their pay, while others don't. So they got clever there too. A rule was placed that a TD could only donate so much of their own pay. TDs therefore can now claim they would love to donate more, but are hampered. They might want to, but few actually are in any rush to see the previous restriction imposed taken away. Clever? Obvious why. There is a way around such a devious rule. Any elected person restricted by a limiting rule could, of course, bank the remaining waiting to be donated money to a specific savings account. When they stop being a TD or a local council representative, and thus any possible restriction rule no longer applies to them, this banked money could be mass donated to genuine charities. So even if a person loses, even better, charities win. It's the right thing to do, and it gets around the devious rule that was put in to try and stop others from donating more money. I put the previous idea to TDs. They looked at me with such horror and wanted me to go away quietly, hopefully saying no more about such things. Well, sorry TDs, I'm still talking. I regard working for the people as a vocation, no ifs, no buts. Stuff the ego trips, including my own if I ever get any, and stuff the power trips. It should be public first and foremost. That to me leads to genuine better running of the state. Its people, individually and collectively. My ideas fill already elected and wannabes with horror in case they are greed exposed. So it's one more reason they use every trick in their operating methods to stop the likes of me and others. And they do, offline and especially online through fake names and lies shared through forums. falsely presented as facts. Gullible people swallow it all because they are actually too lazy to check out reality and actually speak to myself and others. Despite the just previous mentioned, my home attacked and stoned, me it physically attacked, windows and alarm night smashed, home tried to be invaded, bottles spiked with nails fired into my kids' back garden to trip over and find. I'm not going quietly into the night. I continue to move peaceably, progressively forward by fair, legal, unbiased, non-sexist methods. It's the only way in which I am willing to operate. If we want better, we must be better. There is people out there to try and assist, protect and advance. It's simply the right thing to do. I'd like to consider that I am one of them. I consider the role of any elected position, as I've stated, a vocational role, not a greed job. I shall conclude by saying this. The public are not supposed to know a lot of the aforementioned which you have just listened to. So help the greedy by not sharing it. They thank you very much for your cooperation in being complacent. If you wish to see them not get away with a lot of what they are, please do share this actual recording. I personally will thank you if I ever meet you and I will shake your hand. Thank you for listening this far. This is Jeff Rudd signing off.